After learning about our country's state of confusion, the noblemen of Greeton, where the damage was relatively minor, formed a conspiracy to take advantage of the situation. However, now that the Lord of Arzum has been stricken with an illness, the conspiracy is slowly dying out.
Is that so? This is very unfortunate for the Lord of Arzum, yet very fortunate for our country. We have asked our citizens to suffer too much already. Now, our sacred kingdom of Aquaria has lost even the ability to avoid useless conflicts. In the years to come, until our kingdom's strength has recovered, we will have to ask you to perform many difficult missions. We are counting on you.
Yes, Your Majesty. Please, this goes without saying. I have yet to earn the honor of serving the Crimson Blade, but I will not betray Your Majesty's sacred trust. I will spare no efforts in these tasks.
It would seem we can stop worrying about Greeton for a while. Although Ariglyph is another story. According to the reports of the Spectral Legion, everything is peaceful in the Sanmite region. So, it would appear that domestic problems are our main concern.
We agree. We do not want to believe this, but...
Domestic problems?
We just received a report from Claire. There is a sense of restlessness among certain wealthy merchants in Paterni. We have not determined the size or objectives of this plot, or who the ringleaders are, or any such details, but we must begin an official investigation. You are to select one appropriate person to handle this. We also plan to assign a member of the Chain Legion who is familiar with the local area to assist in this investigation.
Understood. Very well. I will undertake this mission.
Are you sure?
But Nell, you just returned home. You must still be tired. Should you not assign this task to someone else?
No, Your Majesty. I need to keep working. It's the only way I can relax now.
This will not do. Trusting the capabilities of one's subordinates and giving them appropriate tasks to build up experience, these are also the responsibilities of those who lead. Entrust this job to another.
Her Majesty has spoken. You must send one of your subordinates. What? Don't tell me you're actually complaining about taking a few days off.
I will give the matter due consideration.
In that case, you are dismissed. With the past war, our country finds itself in dire need of what personnel it has left. Take good care of yourself.
Thank you very much. Then I will take my leave now. Hello, Professor Elena. You have an audience with Her Majesty?
That's right. It's about the motor I developed based on channeled force.
I see.
I haven't seen you in a long time. You sure look busy. But you're so young. Why don't you try to do some of the things only the young can do? I'll support you any way I can.
You know, I could say the same to you. I hear you really put everything you've got into your research.
But that doesn't matter, since I'm not young anymore. Anyway, I'll see you later. It wouldn't do to keep Her Majesty waiting any longer.
Oh, and Professor Elena, why do you work so hard for all of us?
It's because I like this world, at least as much as anyone else does. Do you have a problem with that?
Right, it's about time. System lock. Gravitic warp field released. Now, let's return from gravitic warp space to normal space. Okay, and the rest is all up to the autopilot. About 30 minutes left till we reach Genesis system. Thing I don't get is why we have to meet face to face in this day and age. What a waste of time. All we have to do is take care of this through communications or whatever.
That's a tricky problem. When technology moves forward, ways to abuse it are also born. Unless everyone in the universe suddenly turns into good little boys and girls someday, I think meeting face to face will still be the safest way to go.
Ah, boss, you're awake already? We've still got some time left before we arrive.
I know, but we're gonna meet with some bigwigs from the old Federation government. I don't know how we'll handle them in the new government, but I can't just roll out of bed right before our meeting, can I?
I guess it's tough to be famous.
I didn't get famous on purpose. It was more of a process of elimination thing.
But honestly, flying all over the place on a daily basis like this, doesn't it give you lots of food for thought? I'm always worried that my wife will leave me or something. Actually, today's my daughter's birthday, but here I am.
You gotta go home sometimes. I'm no ogre, you know. If you ask for a vacation, I won't say no.
That won't work either, will it? Since Quark is disbanded, we really lack personnel. Well, I guess I'm still all right. My wife? She understands about all that. Ah, that reminds me. I put all the mail that arrived while you were asleep in the usual place. You've got about 200 this time. At least 20 of those are priority A, too.
I bet it's fan letters from all those two-faced geezers again, huh? Well, I can't just ignore them, but they're so depressing to read, I just don't feel like looking at them.
There were some dinner date invitations from some fine young women mixed in there, too.
What's that? From who?
From Ophelia of Tetragenesis and Allie of the planet Midgard. One invitation each.
Well, they are both beautiful, but I bet this'll turn out even worse than the letters from those old men. I never was any good at figuring out what those kinds of people are really thinking. Just more ulcers for me as always. All I want is a nice, relaxing dinner.
If only Fate or Maria would come back, things would go a little bit easier.
Well, that's not gonna happen. It's not like they were doing what they were doing for the fun of it anyway. Someday events may draw them back out again, but until that happens, I don't expect to see those two involved in politics.
If they'd show up, everything would be so much easier.
Yeah, well, you know this is an age-based ranking system, so there's nothing we can do. Till it's our turn to pass the baton, all us old folks can do is keep on struggling.
I myself want to find a place to retire and take it easy for a while. The best thing about the whole thing is, we know the next generation is excellent, so there's nothing to worry about.
I agree with both points. Still, I guess there's no use complaining. We'll just have to work as hard as we can to leave as few problems as possible for the next generation. That's the job of old guys like us.